Let's go now from Steve Doocy to Harris Faulkner. Harris Faulkner has become an interesting character on Fox News. Harris Faulkner has become one of the greatest Trump brown nosers and defenders on Fox News. And that's why it's particularly interesting that her review of Trump's speech Tuesday night at Mar-a-Lago was not exactly glowing. Now, she does sort of try. By the way, this is not an image of Harris Faulkner. This is a guy. Harris Faulkner is a black woman, and this is a man here. You'll see her in a moment. She can't effusively praise the speech, but she's kind of trying to defend it. And the point here is, when even Harris Faulkner is this lukewarm, you know that it's not very good.
Post is a weird day.
Never thought I'd see it.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Well, what I pick up on with what you're saying is right where Trump went from Mar-a-Lago last night, and that is, you know, he didn't call it a whiff. I'm going to call it one.
Oh, she is calling it. Okay, interesting.
Alvin Bragg.
And did you see how someone's pointing? That's very, very strange. Someone's pointing almost like they want the camera only on Harris Faulkner during this speech. That's very interesting, those hands that pop up.
Call it a whiff. I'm going to call it one. When we see Alvin Bragg there before all the reporters and they're pressing why now and what new evidence, and he's dodging and weaving and
His
doing
answers were
everything.
terrible.
They were terrible, but he kept talking. So, I mean, it was just like, it was like nothingness coming out of his mouth. When you see that, Trump didn't stop there. It didn't pick up there. Where he went was, but they'll still be coming for me. So let me tell you what's coming.
Oh,
down
I guess he's saying the Bragg press conference was a whiff. It's so hard to know what she's talking about.
Pike. And I always find it interesting, and I did last night, for somebody to lay out a case before you of how your enemies are coming to get you, to lay out the other cases. Get ready. They're going to keep coming. And here are the holes in the next one. That telegraphs that he's not so worried about this one. Not getting too far ahead of it. They still have to make motions by August. There's a date in August. And, of course, they want to push this to December 4th. But maybe it won't ever happen. Maybe we won't ever get to trial or court or anywhere else with this case. But what we do know is he's playing, again, the role of someone who wants to solve the problems of the country.
Okay, actually, so this is actually much more delusional than I thought.
Talked about that. He mentioned the things that Americans are going through, and at the same time, don't think that they're not going to come get me again and again and again, as they always do, as they did today, because I'm trying to save the country. It was interesting. It was short. He read the prompter. He left.
From a political messaging standpoint, though.
All right. Well, I guess, I mean, I don't know. It's the First of all, wasn't reading from a teleprompter bad? He showed up, he read the prompter, and he left. Trump spent years saying that Obama reading from a teleprompter was some form of cheating and dishonesty. And Fox News spent years agreeing that Obama reading from a teleprompter is dishonesty. Then Trump used a teleprompter his entire 4 years and then used one on Tuesday night. And now it's, listen, he showed up, he did what he had to do, he read off of his prompter, and he left. The real point here, though, is the idea that Trump described to Americans the things that Americans are going through. Trump talked about the National Archives, classified documents, hush money payoffs, a perfect phone call, Ukraine. These are the issues that Americans are going through. That's an extraordinarily... Who hasn't been indicted for 34 felonies? Let's all come together as Americans. So listen, I think Harris Faulkner knows it wasn't exactly a titillating performance that people were expecting Trump would fire. He's sort of low energy while very sweaty and visibly confused, read his speech off the prompter. It was the standard set of grievances we've been hearing at every rally, and nobody was particularly impressed with it outside of the Fox News bubble. One guy who was clearly desperate that night, seemingly knowing how poorly it went, was Trump himself, because he ended up doing something he doesn't often do. Trump turned to God.